Welcome again. Welcome once again to this episode. This is episode 96 of this program that we have called Canadian AF. I am DJ Craig G alongside Dimetre Alexio. Our man Derek, unfortunately, is not with us tonight.
AF stands for as fuck.
Yes, that's correct. Yes, absolutely. And part of course, the Revolution Radio Canada. And we have a returning guest here with us. We'll mention the date in just a quick second here, but we are so incredibly stoked to have DijahSB joining us again for the second time. Thanks for coming.
Oh, absolutely. Always a pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you. Dimetre, acknowledgement, please.
Well, Canadian as fuck would like to begin by acknowledging the Indigenous peoples of all the lands that we're on today. And while we meet tonight on a virtual platform, we would like to take a moment to acknowledge the importance of the lands we call home. We do this to reaffirm our commitment and responsibility in improving relationships between nations, to improving our own understanding of local Indigenous peoples and cultures, and to try to move forward in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration.
Greatly appreciate it, my friend. As always, as I say, returning guest DijahSB. Let's go, Dimetre. Let's go. So much to talk about with our friend here.
Well, welcome back, Dijah. Like you can see at the top of the screen. Well, you can see somewhere on the Twitch stream. If friends out there, if you're listening to Twitch or watching us on Twitch, it says DijahSB returns, as if Dijah is Batman or something. But anyway, congratulations on yet another Polaris Prize shortlist. How does that continued success? Your previous your earlier release, the Head Above the Waters, which just blew my mind. That was shortlisted for Polaris, and now it's happened again with The Flower That Knew. Mm-hmm. So how are you going? How is this Polaris journey for you this time?
I think this one means a little bit more because the last one was during COVID, so we didn't get as much of the press run and the gala. You couldn't attend the gala. There's a whole entire gala where you go and perform, and I've never been to an award show in terms of being nominated for anything. So it's just a whole entire different atmosphere, environment going into this one. With Head Above the Waters, I was in a Zoom meeting, and the winner got pulled into a private room on Zoom. So it was just very anticlimactic, versus sitting there with your friends and family.
Well, isn't this year's gala at Massey Hall?
Yeah.
That's going to be amazing. And so you're going to get to perform one song, right?
7-minute melody.
7 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah.
That's very cool. Mm-hmm. So have you ever been on that stage before?
I did Massey Hall with Cadence Weapon, I believe. Is Massey Hall, they call it TD?
Oh, that's the new
upstairs,
part.
Right? Oh, okay.
The new part. Yeah, that's the new section.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think I've done Massey Hall before though.
Okay. Well, very, very cool. So The Flower That Knew has a strong through line about botany and growth. Mm-hmm. So why did you feel compelled to write about that this time?
Mm-hmm. Well, just with Head Above the Waters, I'll find a really good metaphor. So with Head Above the Waters, it was water and treading the sea and finding parallels through life there. So with this one, I went with flower image. And it's just honestly just a lot easier to follow a sort of a theme when creating an album. But also it's just it just reflects where I'm at in my life right now. Just being where I'm at, it just reminds me so much of the process of how a flower grows. So that was basically the process of creating that album. But also, flower imagery is really fun. Big fan of De La Soul and how they did it. So
Absolutely. Question for you. Do you think that if that's the case, would you consider most of... I love the sound of the cat.
Yo, sorry.
That's great. No, honestly,
it's my neighbor's cat. She is feral and old as fuck. So she's like yelling at me.
That's amazing.
Super,
no, it's great.
super mad.
Honestly,
Like,
that's what we call...
Sorry. Yeah, she's probably...
No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's what we call live radio, my friend. I love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, would you consider a good portion or even possibly all of your catalog concept based?
Yeah. Except maybe like Tasty Raps. I just kind of with those 2 EPs, I just kind of tracks that I wanted to put out. But like and like 2022 the EP as well. Like all the EPs aren't as much of a kind of a concept that I follow, but when it comes to albums, like I really like to draft it out as if like you're watching a movie. Like I like to make it feel like there's going to be a beginning and an end.
If any one of your EPs was to be concept related, would you think that it might be Girls Give Me Anxiety?
Yeah, probably that one. That was probably the one that I stuck to a theme.
Concept based?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Do you think that your sound has grown? I just felt like listening to The Flower That Knew that maybe your sound has grown even more jazzy than before. Mm-hmm. Do you think do you agree with that?
Yeah, it took a bit more of a jazz approach on The Flower That Knew. But I also just love to incorporate jazz, and like as much as I like to dabble in like the dance records as well, like I just always will have some sort of element of hip hop in it as well. But yeah, you're right in saying that it is a little bit more jazzy.
So I wanted to bring up something that you a column that you contributed to Consequence of Sound earlier this year. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so of course it was a firestorm that you waded into, the whole Kendrick and Drake battle, mm-hmm. And I'm just going to point out that this got published before Drake's security guard got shot. But the thing is, I think that you had an interesting take on it because you are a very well respected Toronto rapper mm-hmm. in your own right. Mm-hmm. He's on a different stratosphere, mm-hmm. and the thing and basically your take was, well, what we're seeing is that it's just the chickens coming home to roost because of the way that he's sort of like written about women and mm-hmm. treated women over the course of many years, and so did you get a lot of blowback for that?
Honestly, I thought I was going to get more blowback for it because the original tweet that it was based off of, like, once the tweet gets like of mine gets to like, I can tell I'm just so chronically online and like so like I know the platform Twitter so well that like I can tell when a tweet is going to go viral and leave my neighborhood. So as soon as I see that, I mute it and I rarely go back to it. But so I saw it about to go viral. I was like, yeah, muting it. And then I ended up like going back to it a few days later and I just reading because it definitely left my neighborhood. And I was just like reading all of the comments and I'm just like, bro, like you guys are seriously unhinged. Like, because the gist of the tweet was just that like he has disrespected far too many, like, especially like famous Black women. And then the part they were mad at was the fact that I said like Black women like move the culture and are very like the reason why like things even are hot in the first place, or like
that's what they had a problem with?
That's what they had a problem with. Like, I mean, like I could sit all day and give them like, it's hard to quantify, I guess, but like just in terms of just like, I feel like that is kind of like common sense, to be honest. But who knows?
Well,
I understand it's black culture in general, but like black women, I feel like when it comes to music, like really push the needle on like what's hot and what's not.
Well, yeah. I remember we talked about this briefly on this show before. If you don't mind me just reading that one little paragraph, because you did put it very well. Mm-hmm. Black women and girls are big tastemakers. We move the needle drastically, and a lot of what becomes pop culture is cultivated because of our interests and how we interact with people, places, and things. You can make an argument that it's black women that determine what's hot in the clubs. It's black women coming up with viral TikTok dances. It's black women who are often the first to do something that people latch onto. And though many people would say otherwise, its impact is undeniable. It's written in the fabric of our everyday lives, but specifically in pop culture. Black women have an immense influence. I don't even see how that's. I don't even see how you can argue against your point.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I guess it's because it's like it is hard to quantify in a way, but if you know, you know, kind of thing. Like if you know, you know. Like if you don't know that, then that means you're very far outside of the circle.
So since you published that column, looking back on that beef, do you think it kind of got out of control, or do you think that the outcome was predictable, or how do you feel about it?
I think it was like one of the best things to happen to hip hop in a very long time. Like I can't remember the last time like a song or something dropped and made me feel as excited. And I'm talking on both ends, Drake and Kendrick. Like I was out for dinner when Drake dropped one of the songs, I forgot, and I was just like, oh shit, like going to the bathroom trying to like listen to it quick. So yeah, it was an incredible moment for hip hop. And again, like just like my article says, like I'm an ethical hater. So like I don't necessarily like Drake. I like some of his songs, but again, just as I like pinpointed in the many years of him coming up, like it was easy to root against him. And there's a really good YouTube video about this that I watched on the plane home. And it was really easy to root against Drake because his image was kind of like, it felt like everything that like hip hop was the opposite of at that time. Like it was like really hardcore. Even though there were men that had in rap that were like more vulnerable, there was still that sort of masculinity to them that they were performing. And with Drake, he comes in and he's kind of just like this like shy, like emotional, sad boy kind of thing. So quote unquote, like real hip hop heads just like listen to him and just like, this guy's soft. Like this guy's not really a threat, yada yada, you know? And like, yeah, so it was just easy to kind of like root against him. And I never really could put into words why he rubbed me the wrong way. And then when he starts revealing himself over the years, like with the Rihanna stuff, with the Grammy stuff, Megan Thee Stallion, Serena Williams, just like exposing himself on the way. And then the music starts to decline as well. But it really did. To me, listening to his older stuff too, it's just like, bro, this is just like passive aggressive misogyny. Like this, to me, is not like somebody that's being vulnerable. This to me sounds like somebody that's just like manipulative as fuck, like, and postures it as like being soft. But so I guess I kind of just always saw through that when it came to him. Then he started with the more bravado, like gangster image, and I was just like, yeah, I can't get jiggy to this. Like just like Kendrick said, like I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. Like I like some of the Drake songs. Like it's undeniable. Yeah. He's undeniably like a great writer and a good rapper. Like I'll never take that away from him. But the way he was just moving mad weird. Like and it's always been to me that he was moving he moved weird, but I could never like pinpoint like what he was doing or what he would say would bother me until I started to learn things until I started like to learn the definition of like misogyny and like take those themes more seriously. So it was honestly fun. Like if you're like a OG Drake hater, like you definitely feel vindicated, and you're just like, oh fuck, like I was on the right side of history. So that's how it kind of felt. Like it's just fun being on the guy's side who won. And
I'm on the side of who won too. I just thought like, why is Kendrick investing so much effort in this?
Because, 100% no. And like there's this again, maybe I could show you guys after. I forget what it's called. But there's a YouTube video that will show you from day one how this kind of like escalates. And it escalates from you can like you can say that maybe something happened when they went on tour together at first, but then you can see the shift when Control drops and Kendrick drops that verse where he's quote unquote to Drake dissing other rappers. When it's, if you know the history of hip hop, then like you know that like saying you're the best and calling out other rappers, that's literally the essence of hip hop and rap.
Are you referring to one of FD Signifier's videos?
Yes, FD Signifier. Yeah, he just dropped a 3-hour video, and I'm just like,
I think that guy could teach a course on that.
No, 100%. You know? And it's just like, what the fuck can this guy talk about for 3 hours? But then you're listening to it, and the time's going by, and you're like, oh shit, like yeah. So it's just like so and then he makes a good connection because just like the fact that Drake took that offensively is the reason why people are saying that he's not of like he's an outsider and he's not of the culture. Because like how can you hear that verse and be like, oh, this guy's like a hater and this guy's dissing me and this guy's like, you know? So I feel like he invested a lot of time in it because it was just bubbling and boiling. But then also this is the essence of rap and hip hop, like going back and forth on records. I don't remember the last time it happened this significantly. So it just happened to be two of the biggest rappers ever. So
yeah. Now we're post beef. We're in a post beef age now. So do you feel like Drake has occupied too much oxygen in Toronto? And that now there is like some breathing space for some like some rappers who haven't had that level of success as he's had to come up and like to finally get some air?
I think yes and no. I feel like Toronto needs to in general divest from Drake, like being like our biggest rapper. Like he had an amazing run, and if he were to drop records, if he were to drop an album, he'd still do numbers. But I think like culturally there's so much more that Toronto has to offer in terms of rappers and just different sounds, different images, we're just so like diverse. So I think it's long overdue. Like this is way before Drake even got into this beef. Like it's just overdue that he's our top guy when it comes to rap, because we do show out when it comes to R&B. We have Bieber, we have The Weeknd, we have Party Next Door, we have great producers as well. But when it comes to rap, like he's the guy that's put on the pedestal, and like I feel like we're just too talented. There's too many of us that are too talented for it to not be like for it to just be him for this long, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I've been like we on this show, like we always talk about you, we always talk about Shad, and it's like I just feel like I just want more people to get on board with you guys, you know? Mm-hmm. So anyway, we spent a lot of time talking about Drake.
Yeah.
Craig, do you have another question for Dijah?
Oh, I sure do. So the last time you were on with us, my friend, was Monday, January the 24th of 2022.
Oh my God, I don't even fucking remember.
Right, a year and a half ago, right?
The world has changed. Yeah.
So, what would you say would be the number one thing for you that's changed in essentially 18 months?
Nothing, honestly. Like, other than
really?
probably, honestly, nothing. And that's kind of like depressing to say, but I feel like I haven't. And it's not to say that I'm not like working hard or I'm not releasing music and I'm not doing, but I just feel like I haven't had that big break moment yet. And I feel like it's been pretty stagnant since like when I dropped my first album and onwards, like I was doing really well in terms of just like the connections I was making, or like I would wake up and have an email or two in my inbox, and recently it's just been dry. And I feel like it's just testament to the times we're in as well, just like socially and economically. Like when things dry up, art is the first space to go. So
yeah,
I feel like it's just testament to the times that we're in. So like, I couldn't tell you what has changed in my life since I last spoke to you. Like a few breakups. I haven't moved. I've gone, like I've done some shows, but that's like regular shit. Like, I'm just waiting for I'm just gearing for a breakout moment where it's just like, I can tell you guys like, yeah, like I fucking toured Europe or some shit like that. But for now,
is there anything like that on the horizon?
No, other than like the Polaris Gala, literally just same shit, just chilling. But the song that I do have coming out on Friday, it's being released through Snake Hips record label. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that them taking a chance on me will I'll get some I'll get something out of that, and hopefully, I feel like it's just been time after time just being mishandled by distribution and marketing teams and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of people just don't know what to do with me, and I'm just gonna have to kind of find my way.
But you're fucking awesome. Like,
yeah.
It's like
yeah,
I don't understand how that shit can happen. Like you are absolutely, since your last record, you're one of the few artists on this podcast and on this radio station that we talk about with so much love and reverence, and just like it's like your name put smiles on our faces. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like genuinely, right? Like literally genuinely. And like I really hope something serious happens. Like I just,
Yeah, because like you're just too talented, and the thing is, it's not if it was just about flow, like you'd already be at the top of the discussion anyway. But also, you use that flow to communicate actual feelings and vulnerability and stuff like that. Like you're actually real on record, And
do you think maybe sometimes? Sorry, Dimetre, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm just wondering if maybe do you think, Dijah, that maybe sometimes your honesty could be what sort of might be looked at as a detractor, or do you think maybe sometimes being too honest could be a problem?
Mm-hmm. Maybe. I think it might be that I'm stepping into the introspective albums. Artists come out, they have their shitty pop album first and their like crappy debut, and then they kind of get into the introspective shit later. maybe I did it the other way. Maybe I did it the wrong way. But even when I do the more pop dance records, I'm still like saying some shit on there. So
yeah.
So I honestly, guys, I can't tell you what it is. Like I'm digging deep, trying to find what it is so that I can like fix it. But I honestly could not tell you.
Don't work too hard, because we don't want you to change very much at all, really.
Yeah.
Like we just want more people to find out about you, and for you to keep having more and more opportunities to show how great you are.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I feel like I'm on the cusp of it. Like, again, like, it's just with this music stuff, you never know what it is that can change your entire life. Like, it could be a song that I wrote 4 years ago that some random on TikTok makes a dance to, and then it blows up. Like, it's just so unpredictable, unstable. Like, there's no blueprint to this. There's no, you have to do X, Y, and Z, and this will happen. You just have to try, and I'm trying, so that's all I can do.
Yeah. Nice. That's awesome. As far as the scene goes in Toronto these days, could you see maybe yourself doing like maybe a cross-country tour or something like that in the future, maybe with other like-minded, artists?
With Canada, it's difficult because it's so fucking expensive to travel within Canada.
Yeah.
And also, it's hard to book venues when you're like, hey, a bunch of rappers, urban rappers are coming to Saskatoon, like, book this venue. It's kind of like really hard. And I've done Newfoundland. I've done the smaller towns that you'd never think that people would want to listen to rap. And they come out. It's because like it's a fucking small ass town. Like, what else do they have to do on a Friday night than to come listen to some Toronto rapper?
Yeah.
But the problem with that again is like it's just too expensive to fly within Canada. Like, my ticket to Newfoundland was like $700, and it's just like, for that I can go to Mexico all inclusive. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. No kidding.
Right.
I just watched speaking of Toronto hip hop, I just watched a wonderful documentary recently called Drop the Needle, and it's all about a fellow by the name of Eugene Tam, and he owns a record store that used to be on Yonge Street. It's now on Spadina. It's called Play to Record, and all of the heavyweights that you could possibly think of are in it. Socrates, Cardinal. Choclair unfortunately wasn't in it, but I kind of wish that he was. But anyway, I would just love to see that kind of scene, in Toronto again, because I think that type of thing could almost make things a little more possible, especially if there's a bunch of people, as I say, that are kind of, touring from one end of the country to the other, dipping into the United States, maybe some in Europe and what have you. But yeah, it's funny. I remember actually watching the documentary, and I thought of you, and
nice.
I was just like, gosh, could you imagine if Dijah was out like at this time? Like sort of the late '90s kind of thing. It just would have been, anyway.
Would have been, I say that sometimes, but like, you never know. Like, they had difficulties the same way, signing to labels or getting taken seriously. So
it took time.
Yeah, it took a lot of time. So
definitely, absolutely.
Craig,
so,
can I ask if you got that image?
Yes, I do.
Well, can I just say, Dijah, like, just point out that like you have merch. You have like Flower That Grew, like hoodies and tees and things like that. I'm seeing that, but I just wanted to show you that. Well, I actually did meet you in person at the El Macombo a couple years ago, and I did eventually buy the Head Above the Water shower curtain. I really wanted it.
Oh my God. That is fucking nuts.
Isn't that honestly great?
I put that on there and I had no idea, like, what the fuck. I was just like, bro, I honestly just put that on there, like, as a way to, like, promote it. Actually, like, because, like, I was, like, on Instagram, like, yo, I have a fucking shower curtain. And
I know.
Then somebody bought it and showed me that it printed perfectly and looks great.
Yeah, no, my visitors to my washroom comment on it and it's great.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh my god, that is like, bro, that is some vintage shit. Like you're up for having that. Like when I blow up, I might see that. Like, that's a good investment right there that you just did.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you.
So your new song that's coming out, you were mentioning this Friday?
Yeah, this Friday. Produced.
Can we talk about it?
Yeah, for sure. Produced by Keys and Crates.
Produced by who?
Keys and Crates.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. The boys. Yep. Releasing through Snake Hip's label, Never Worry. Yeah, it's a dance record. I'm thinking about putting out a dance EP this year. Depends on like logistics and whatnot, because I have a few more things. I have another song on the 16th coming out with Veggie again. And then September I have another song coming out. And then September is also the gala. So it just depends on like if in the meantime, in between time, I could like work some stuff out. But yeah, I just want to, the next 3 records are dance records. So just want to try to bring a little bit of joy into the world as it goes to shit. So like, yeah, I love to say that like joy is resistance, dancing is resistance, going out and enjoying yourself is resistance through like trying times. So if I can in any way kind of contribute to that, then, nice,
So,
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And it was great. It was great to reconnect with you after a couple of years.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'll be back in 2 years and hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're gonna play the song "Don't Touch" from The Flower That Knew. This song is again about growth, but it's also about, I think it's about relationship with fans, right?
Relationship with fans. Yeah. I feel like there's another thing that I was writing about or thinking about when I was writing that, but
or a relationship with people taking care of you, or
relationships with just taking care of people, just like plucking them out of environments and trying to mold them into what you feel like they should be when like you removed me, bro. Like I was doing fine where I was. So yeah, you hit it nail on the head right there.
Yeah. So that's something that. And so is that something that you've had a problem with before?
It's more something that I've seen happen to other people, and I drew inspiration from. It's more so something that I've just observed from just watching how people kind of move sometimes.
They're trying to control people's growth as opposed to just let the growth happen organically?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah.
Well, okay. The Flower That Knew, it's on the short list for the Polaris Prize this year. Everybody should check it out wherever you get your music. And I'm going to just quickly look up when the gala is, because Dijah is going to be on stage. So I just have to... September 17th at Massey Hall. Mm-hmm. That's an amazing stage to.
So you're gonna be back at Massey.
Yeah, back at Massey.
Good for you. Good for you. That's fucking awesome. You see, there you go. Right?
Yeah.
Things are on the up and up, my friend.
I've only seen one rap act on that stage ever before, and it was like opening for Janelle Monáe. There was like this duo called Flying a Bass. They just got the place. Oh, they had so much energy,
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's like great for you to get on that stage. So thank you so much for joining us. And
always great to see you.
Yeah,
great to see you too.
This is Canadian as Fuck on Revolution Radio with DijahSB, and this is Don't Touch.
don't touch though. You can smell, but don't pick me up. Leave me where I am. Just leave me where I am. Why you can't just leave me as I am though? You know I'm a handful, you can't maintain. You only want me just to leave me on the pain. You only know to give me water when it rains. This is just a phase, this is entertainment. I could go wherever, I be breaking through the pavement. You really think when you took me that you saved me? That's crazy, this ain't where I'm supposed to be. But you took me from my spot to be close to me. And as much as I love the attention, there has been a lot of sun that I'm missing. Let's not mention, I can't grow where you at. The seeds don't sow where you at. You don't got the space, and I'm on a tight deadline. When you go to my garden, here's the rules next time. You can look, but don't touch though. Don't touch though. Don't touch though. You can smell, but don't pick me up. Don't pick me up. Leave me where I am. Just 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 leave me where I am. Started from the ground, now I'm here. I'm so high up, there's no difference from a boo in a chair. It's rare, a lot of people don't think I'm aware, but I can feel, I can see and hear. So be careful with me, like Cardi said. Don't fight to have me here just to box me in. And a lot of people want me cause they saw me trend. Gotta take care of me and they hardly can. So unless you are ready to assist my growth, don't pick me bro, do this thing alone. Some of us need help but we'll quickly fold. And I get that, you don't got the right requirements, then get back. Homie, fuck a setback, getting up quick like a nigga got a jetpack. Universe respects that, leave me where I'm at cause I'm fine. When you go to my garden, here's the rules next time. You can look, hey, but don't touch though. But don't touch though. Don't touch though. You can smell, you can smell. But don't pick me up. But don't pick me up. Leave me where I am. Just 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 leave me where I am. Let's go. You can look, but don't touch though. But don't touch though. Don't touch though. You can smell, but don't pick me up. But don't pick me up. Leave me where I am. Just leave me where I am. Just leave me where